We are live. Welcome, everyone, and welcome, Tanya Carr. I am so honored to have you with me today on this beautiful platform. This is a platform where we share knowledge, information to help women power up so that they can create more wealth and make an impact around them. And it's really delightful to have you with me. And you look amazing.
Oh, do you know what? And it's absolutely fantastic to be here and to be with everybody who's joined us. And I just want to say thank you, Hynd. You are an amazing woman. You've achieved so much in your life. You're the epitome of feminine female energy.
Oh my God. That's very overwhelming. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. And you know what I love about you and your work is this the importance that you put and how you highlight a feminine energy and how you celebrate feminine energy. And this is our subject today. So before we start, I would love you to say a few words about you, your background, and what you do, and so that everyone and you get introduced to everyone. So who doesn't know me and who's just joining today, this is Dr. Hynd. I have spent 20 years working on strategies from finance, economics, social perspective, and this past 2 years, I'm dedicating more work to empower women, to help them become great leaders, to support them so that they can create the wealth of the wealth they've been dreaming about and make an impact around them. And I'm really happy that we can organize discussions like this so that we give you more tips, we give you a value, and we serve you so that you can feel powered up. And it's such a delight to have you. Tanya, please tell us a bit about you. I'm seeing people are already in. Hi, Shabina. Hi, San. Thank you for joining us. Please tell us where you're coming from and when you're joining. Please, Tanya, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much. I feel really honored, and to hear all your credentials, it just shows that you're really using what you have to support this community. And thank you so much, Hynd. You're a great woman. Right. So, what about me? Well, I'm Tanya. I basically been a beauty therapist and lecturer in beauty aesthetics, physiatrics for about 28 years, and I'm using that the feminine side on the outside to make women beautiful for 28 years. But I realized after, and we'll get into that later. I realized that after 28 years, there's something more beautiful about women. Yes, we can be beautiful on the outside, but we need to be beautiful as well on the inside. And some of us do it naturally. Some of us need a little help. So I was born in South Africa, hence the South African accent.
I love that. I love your accent.
Like I'm not wholly South African because my mom is Lebanese, yes,
Mhm.
and my father is half Irish and half English. And I'm really proud of my heritage. I'm proud to be a mixture of all these beautiful races. And so, with all the good qualities coming from all those different nationalities, I've infused that into my business.
That's amazing. You know, I love that because we always say that don't always use your roots and celebrate them because they make you who you are. And there is such a beauty in them. And I feel so connected with you from your Lebanese roots and, that Arabic touch. So I'm loving that. So,
Naam. Um,
so tell me, how did you come about to create the Champagne Life Code?
Yeah, so basically, what I do with my business is I accelerate growth for female executives, for directors, for CEOs, and high achieving women. And I accelerate their growth through feminine insight of strength. And I'm going to repeat that
Hmm.
because it's growth through feminine insight. It's being feminine and growing through that, and using your feminine insight. And why I didn't use the word feminine energy is because you cannot have feminine energy if you haven't got the insight. if you cannot
Wow.
go, if you cannot go within to yourself.
Hmm.
And so that's the only way you can grow. I know we got all these things of education and logic and apps and technology, and we are growing in that area, and we applaud all of that. But as women, to fully use our potential, it's learning the inside of feminine energy, and then that accelerates growth. And so,
Amazing.
oh,
Mhm.
thank you.
Amazing you
So,
saying that. I mean, I just want to jump in here because when you say you find your inside, we always say about when you connect with your inner self, you can thrive. And
yeah,
clearly, as a woman, your inner self is feminine energy. Is that
yes,
what? Yeah.
definitely. You've hit the nail on the head. It's exactly my thoughts, my feelings, and what I try to exude and celebrate in women and help them to do the same thing. I mean, Hind, the woman on with us right now, they are highly developed women.
Mhm.
So they're not coming from a space of not being developed in this area, but we want to hone in 24/7.
Mhm.
And with a snap of the finger, we want to be constantly poised, enchanting, beautiful, majestic, and all these wonderful things that envelop a woman's beauty. And then that will exude out and radiate and be infused into the essence of our work.
Wow. This is such a new angle of looking at things because when we, for high level achievers and high level executive women working in often very, very male dominated environments, we, to like work is like you need to overwork yourself, you need to overprove yourself, you need to overdo that. How can you convince someone who's been programmed and trained to just believe that that's how you can thrive or succeed in that environment? By telling her, you know what, you need to stop and reconnect with your feminine energy. How can you convince someone to do that? Like,
Yes. Well, it's coming from a personal experience, to be honest with you. 3 years ago, I lost my husband tragically. I lost my friend, my lover, my coach, my mentor.
mhm,
I lost my home. I was also financially stretched. I I basically found myself in a space of overthinking, grieving, and an enormous amount of loss. And when you're when you've lost all the outside elements and all the things that normally feed your your life, the physical things, there was this little spark inside of me that kept pushing me and driving me. And I didn't know exactly what it was, but I listened to it. And I then realized it's my feminine insight talking to me. It's my gut, it's my intuition, it's my instinct, it's my feminine power of strength empowering me. And so it got me through 3 years of very, very dark and hard times. But using it helped me develop, and I develop myself, redevelop the company, redevelop this strategy as well as formula to celebrate women's feminine energy and to use that. And getting back to what you said, to stop overworking, overthinking, burnout, it all comes from knowing your values, knowing your strengths, knowing your passions, and honing in on that aligned with your feminine energy.
So how can you bring that into the work environment, that feminine energy without being and appearing, overdoing it or, going too feminine, too sexy, too doing things that we don't want to be doing? How do you find that balance?
Hin, that is an amazing question. Certainly, I'll give you the answer. I'm delighted to. You know, when you are naturally poised, when you are naturally enchanted with life, you are elegant, you are unique, you come across balanced, and you come across not as somebody who is trying to just be sexy and bring in male attraction. You're bringing in attraction, but not from a sexual point of view. You're bringing it in from a respected point of view.
Mhm.
they they will respect you better, your counterparts at work, your colleagues at work, you yourself. And so you get this elevated type of respect. You get this elevated type of confidence. In a matter of fact, it's not just confidence. I call it liquid gold confidence.
Wow.
And yeah, and it's a different, there's a big difference between being too male and too sexy. The fine line of just using poise, charm, sophistication, elegance in a very, beautiful way. And I can think of, Princess Diana.
Mhm.
She was beautiful, elegant, poised, and all these enchanting things. But people respected her, men respected her,
True.
you know,
True.
and she was strong.
Mhm.
And then for all us Arabic and Middle Eastern people, we know Nancy Ajram.
Yes.
You, you know,
Yes. That's
you know
true.
how strong, how beautiful, and yet how poised and how elegant she is. So you don't have to be feminine and weak, and you don't have to be feminine and using your energy in a sexy way, a sassy
Mm.
way. It can be used and honed in a very positive way.
I love what you just said. I just love it because this is almost an advice to every woman. Stay respectful, stay poised, and in the same, and use your elegance and the feminine part of it to shine through that. You don't need to overdo it. You don't need to overdo it to be able to attract more interest and attract more things in workspace. It's there is values that you always need to respect, and those values you find them when you are truly in tune of the that feminine energy you talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you hit on that because it's the values. You become more valuable when you actually know your values. And I always tell the clients, what are your three top values? And some clients find it really difficult to tell me what their values are, and that's okay because we've never been taught that we must have three top values, and those three top values must be the center of our feminine energy. Say,
Mhm.
for example, and it can be anything, and no one must ever tell you what these values are. They are your personal values that you've been given.
Mhm.
So the best way I tell clients to find what's their top value is, what do you love doing? What comes spontaneously to you that every day you'll wake up, jump out of bed, and want to do it.
Wow.
That's your top value, one of your top values. And if you then say, well, it's loving my family, that's your top value, then everything in your life, every single thing you do, every single goal you set, everything you say, everything you feel must revolve around that. Because if you don't stick to your top value and let everything revolve around that, you're then entering out of your feminine energy and you're losing your feminine insight. So
Mhm.
that's one way to find your value. And like you said, value adds to your life and gives you this richness that we all need.
Very beautifully said. Very, very nice. I have a question for you. So, a question about how women relate to each other and how
Okay,
sometimes, oh, I don't know what's happening with the connection.
I can still hear you. Are you there? I can still hear you. So I think the question that you were gonna ask, if we're still live, I don't know if we're still live and if everybody's watching. I think the
We
question
just
that
lost you for a
Hynd.
little bit. We just had a connection. It's okay. It happens. This is so. My question is how women relate to each other, and we often find that women are not very nice. They stop each other. They are mean to each other. They can be very jealous with each other, with the other women. So how do you tackle these issues. And because these emotions can be, I mean, can be very bad to, because they add negative emotions to a person and she doesn't feel it, but she's stuck in herself with negative emotions that will be blocking her later on. So what's your take on this? Would love to hear how you relate the feminine energy to this and how we can overcome those type of feelings.
Oh, Hind, I love that. I really love your question because it's a question I get asked. You'll be surprised. It's a question that comes up very regularly with women. They say,
Really?
"Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I'm so accomplished, and yet I still feel these twinges of jealousy, you know." And
Mm.
it's okay. It's okay because I'll explain why. Jealousy is your subconscious talking to you and telling you something. It's telling you that you need to grow in that particular area. So let's say, for example, we are jealous that one of our friends is extremely accomplished in a certain degree of education, and we're jealous in that. And so your brain is telling you, your subconscious is telling you that you are able to grow in that area, and that's where you should be. So when we feel jealousy, it's feedback coming back to us saying, that's where we should be. That's what we need. That's how we'll grow. That's where our life is heading. So
Mm.
instead of, but the problem comes, Hind, is when we actually just sit back and we start feeling resentful and we start feeling bitter and we start putting ourselves down and beating ourselves up instead of saying, well, this is for me to take on the feedback and do something about it. So what I say to my clients is when you feel jealousy, turn it into something that's going to bring you what you want from life and take the first step. And the first step might be getting on Google and looking for a university, or it might be buying that dress we want. Or it, the thing is, what you're looking at and you desiring and wanting, you can have.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna put a bit of a disclaimer on this
Sure.
because I'm not talking about jealousy when you're jealous of somebody in the way that you're going to take their husband or you're going to steal from them or you're going to hurt them. I'm talking about a positive way of getting what your feedback, your body and your brain is wanting for you to grow and accelerate that growth. So it's accelerating your growth through feminine insight, the insight to know that jealousy is pushing you and telling you where you should be in order for you to grow. So take the first step right now. If you're jealous of anything or anybody, whatever it is, right now, as we get off this call, take the first step for you to get it because it'll build momentum. And where you focus, that's where your energy goes. And that's the law of attraction will bring it back to you.
So if you're jealous of something, what you're saying is that you really want to have that thing but you don't have it, so you kind of feel resentful that the other person has it but not you. So the only way to overcome that is that for you to work towards getting the, whatever it is, something that the person has or an achievement or something, and creating it in your life.
Yeah, and I mean it's telling us our body and our brain and our instinct or intuition and our gut is saying that's where you need to be. That's where you need to grow. That's why you're feeling that. So we cut off the jealousy line before it goes to resentment and we just go the other way and we start putting it into our life. So it's really growth. Jealousy is your way to grow. It's talking to you. Turn it into something positive that's going to make you a better person, more achievable, achieve what you need, want, desire. And if you need to get a coach, if some of us want to be better friends, better lovers, better mothers, there are coaches out there. Start now, give them a
Yes,
call.
and that's interesting you said that because Even when I teach and when I mentor all the women, and we talk about jealousy as being one of those negative emotions that you need to get rid of in your life because they
Yeah.
drag you down. And when
Mhm.
you have those emotions, it means that you feel that you're not capable of becoming the person like the other one that you see in. And when you understand that you have so much power in you and so much credential and so much worth that you
Yeah.
can create whatever you want in your life, you get so busy with yourself that there is no room nor space, no time for you to look at what the other one is having or is doing so that you can feel jealous. And often is that a mismatch between what you have today and what you really want, and that's in fulfillment and being so far from the from you what you believe and what you really feel you should be having and doing, that triggers those negative emotions, and that's jealousy. But if they know that they are capable of creating amazing things and they have all the the everything in their hand and the strength and the inner power, there is no room to be jealous. No,
Yeah,
because
and yeah, and that's where reading into jealousy is not that you're not capable. It's actually feedback coming from your subconscious saying you are capable, and that's why you're looking at it in that way. You're capable, you are able, you have that strength, and you can get it,
mhm,
you know?
yes to that, and you
Yeah,
have the strength. And that's why, and when you get rid of that emotions from your life, you surely will become nicer with people. And if we had more women feeling that, empathy and sympathy, and turning something where you feel jealous to something you admire that thing in that person rather than being jealous of it. You admire that she achieved that, she has that, she bought that, she reached that success. Use I mean, turn it into an admiration and say, okay, maybe that should be my objective. Maybe this is the model that I want to use so that I can achieve more things in my life and become a better person.
yeah, certainly. Indeed, because what you said is instead of being jealous and resentful and bitter and treating that person in with bad energy, to treat them with admiration, and
Mhm.
then to treat them with that they're your role model. How us women will then start supporting each other. And I know there's some beautiful ladies on here who said they're going to support me. They're part of my connections,
That's so
and
nice.
I look up to them. I really admire them, and they so achieved, and like yourself, Hind, and
Oh,
so we support each other.
we do.
We need
And
that.
that's what this is why this discussion is about, is really to share the love,
Yeah,
to share the support, and to come from an energy of abundance, because there is space and room for everyone.
yeah.
And that's what we need to all feel. I see there we also have men with us in there. Michael is here sending us hello. So this is amazing. People are watching, and I think the subject is so important because more, it's all about knowing and knowledge. If you don't know, then you get lost, and you get unfortunately you pile up so many emotions that actually stacking inside you, and those emotions are negative because they are jealousy, resentful, anger, like they have it, I don't have it, so frustration, and all those frustration, they pile up, and they are the one that blocks you often from reaching your goals and from being nicer, because you don't like yourself when you have all those emotions stuck in you. You need to let
Yeah,
go of them. Mm.
yeah, and I'm just so happy that we're able to share this with women and females and males, and we're because I think like we've got the males here. When a woman is not responding at work in the way that you expect, or you're at work and your female counterpart or your colleague is not responding, it's because she's not aligned with her female inside. And if men are educated in this, they can easily put a woman back into her feminine energy. And so they're not just sitting on the sideline. There's some amazing men out there who just know how to make a woman feel better about herself. And I'm
Mhm.
not talking that you're at work and men flirt with you, or you start to take them up the wrong way. it's just about maybe sometimes language. And if, you know, I don't know if men know this, but us women, we really, out of everything, we really, really want and need respect. And if a man gives a woman just respect, whether it's in his words, in a smile, you know, just letting her go first. Yes, we still like that. We still like you to open the door. Let us go first. You know, there might be some women out there who don't. And it's very feminine when a man has the opportunity to provide for a woman and you know, to accept that provision. And so
Yeah.
the guys here, thank you for coming. So if you see the woman is just not in her feminine energy, you can just show her a bit of respect, which you probably do, but just go that extra step, and you know, that take that step a little bit further in a dignified way, and you'll be surprised how she will respond to
That's
you.
sweet. That's so true. So, really, I think the message to ladies and to women, embrace your feminine side. Not only embrace it, but know that you have it and celebrate it. And I think that's the name of your work, isn't it? Don't you use the word celebrate, Tanya? To celebrate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've got an acronym called Celebrate, and each letter,
Mhm.
CELEBRAT, stands for a module. And
Okay.
I'll let you in on a little secret. The L stands
Sure.
for Liquid Gold Confidence.
Mhm.
So the women on yeah have extreme confidence. I mean, we're not saying they don't have confidence. Their confidence is, you know, just soaring, skyrocketing. But I like to emphasize how important liquid gold confidence is, because liquid gold is pure. It's got no impurities in it. So it doesn't have anything like lead or copper or any other element in it. It's just literally pure. And it's coming from a state of this woman just knowing her values, you know,
Mm.
aligned with her passions and her strengths. And yeah, so celebrate is a very feminine quality, because women just know how to celebrate the little things. You
Mhm.
know, a woman will stop and talk to you, and she'll celebrate the little bee that's flying past, or the beautiful little clip in her daughter's hair, or
Yes.
we'll just say something about someone's jewelry. We just celebrate everything. And it
True.
comes, yeah. So if we're not celebrating even our failures, our mistakes, we're not coming from a place of feminine insight of strength. We're coming from a place of, you know, just surviving. And so the acronym Celebrate is the 9 modules that I help women to extend their growth, because they're already very, you know, very accomplished women here. So we just go that step further. And the fact that they hear Hynd shows that
Yeah.
they have the you know, they have that desire to take
True.
it a step further.
So I want to say hi to Lemia, who's agreeing, and also Shabina. They all send in their supports, and Miriam, and we're so happy. And Green Challenge, I don't know the name behind it, but we're so happy to have you with us. And what can you say as a last thing to help women reconnect with their feminine energy? What can they do when they're just so busy with planning and the daily things? How can they stop and say, "Oof, stop. Let me
Well, do
use
you
the
know what,
feminine energy."
Hynd? Why don't I show you?
Okay, let's
Shall
do
we
that.
all? Is everybody up for a good, feminine, insightful exercise? And if you're male, hey, well, do it with us.
Do it with us. Yes. So let's do.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Is everybody up for this? Are you seeing any cheering for this?
Send in the chair if you're send me one on the chat if you like to see how, yeah, to, yes, they're saying they're in. So just put a one if you would like to see how you can quickly trigger your feminine energy very easily. I'm not seeing all the chats. I have only LinkedIn here. Don't have the Facebook, and I know that some people are connected there. But let's do it. Hmm.
Let's do this, girls. So this is a beautiful exercise to do. And the beauty of it is it only takes 12 seconds. So if you've only got short period of time, you got
Mhm.
12 seconds to hone in on your feminine insight of strength, to exude feminine energy. This is what you do. And it's called the ballerina block breathe.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I'm going to show you how to do the block breathe, and then I'm
Mhm.
going to show you how to do the ballerina side. And so the reason why we do this is it basically reboots our feminine system.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is how it goes. Okay, it goes, we breathe in for 4 counts and we hold for 4. And then we let out. That's it. So on the count of 3, let's all just breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, and then let it out. So 1, 2, 3. Is everybody feeling okay?
Yeah,
Nobody's
and a
passing
lot of
out?
yeses in the chat, so everybody's following us. They're all here.
Yeah. Brilliant. They're all doing well. I can just sense the calm and the rebooting. Now we're going to do it again, except this time we're going to do it with the ballerina style. And the reason for this is when you do flowing movements, right? It actually hones in on your feminine side. I mean, there's nothing more beautiful than seeing beautiful flowing movements, okay? So
Mhm.
this is the ballerina part of it. So we've done the block breathe. Now we're going to do the ballerina part, and then I'm going to show you how to put the two together. And it's dynamic. It's absolutely phenomenal, and you will experience it yourself.
Mhm.
So what you do is as you breathe in, take your arms round and up, lock, hold, and then down. How beautiful is that?
It's
How,
beautiful. It's
I
like,
mean,
it's the beauty of the Swan Lake of the classical ballet, and it's just so elegant. I just
and
love it.
yeah, and you can do this, anytime, anywhere. You can go to the bathroom or the toilet if you're at work, or so let's do it together now. Okay, so we're going to breathe in as we go up. So we're going to breathe in 4,
Mhm.
hold for 4, and then let out for 4. Okay,
Okay.
on the count of 3, let's
Uh-huh.
do this, girls and guys. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in.
Okay.
Hold for 4, and
Very
beautiful.
nice.
Yes.
This
So,
is beautiful. Hmm.
if are we having any feedback? Is everybody feeling relaxed? Do they feel it
I don't know.
reboot?
We'll ask them. Are you feeling relaxed? Can you put us a 2 if you are all good and relaxed? It's gonna come. So there are comments coming.
Lovely.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is
so that
beautiful.
it
Mm.
is beautiful, and that's honing in on your feminine side and your feminine energy. And you can do this easily and quickly. And I have so many other little tips for you. So if anybody is interested in learning some more, they're absolutely welcome to contact me.
That's wonderful. And this is really spot on because when you change the physiology of your, yeah, we have Iman who liked it, Rachel, absolutely, and Miriam, Shabina, they all loving it. And we are so happy because this is very unusual to be able to talk about high level achievements and executive achievements. Yet in the same time, you just take a moment and reconnect with yourself, reconnect, breathe, and reconnect your energy. Because as you know, when you feel in tune, when you feel calm, when you feel relaxed, that's when you are more productive. That's when you have creativity. That's when you connect with intuition, and that intuition will guide you to reach amazing successes and amazing goals. So really take a moment, enjoy it, celebrate who you are, celebrate just being in that moment, and doing fun things and loving things, and just enjoying it. This has been delightful, different,
Oh,
and very
Hind,
delightful.
Hind, can I just give these wonderful people a bonus?
Sure, yes.
I'm just dying inside to give
Of
a
course,
bonus.
let's do it. Oh my God, let's do it. Yes.
Okay. I don't normally give this. It's a really one of my top best sellers, so to speak. But yeah, I'd love to give them the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 bonus. Do you know what
Uh-huh.
that is?
I think I have an idea, but tell me.
Okay, so it's pretty easy. You when a woman is in her now, you spoke about relaxing and then you became creative and innovative. And sometimes it's hard, we can breathe, but then our minds, as you say, overthink. So for a woman to be in the now, for a woman to be in the present, that is so beautiful. For her to embrace the now, to feel the now is so important for her. So the way to hone in on that very quickly is 5 things you see. Should we do it quickly?
Mhm.
Okay, so around you, wherever you are, work in your lounge, hybrid working, 5 things, and it doesn't have to be, anything spectacular. 5 things you see: cushion,
Okay.
frame, paper, boards, files, whatever.
Light, computer. Okay, I got them. 5 things you see. Okay.
Okay, and then 4 things you hear.
Okay. The wind, the birds. They're in the kitchen making the food to prepare. Okay, I got them.
And then 3 things you can touch. The smoothness or the silkiness of your
Clouds,
clothes, the
air. Uh-huh.
and,
Okay.
and, and don't just touch it. Actually think, how does it feel?
Okay.
So when you're touching something, you're becoming in the present. Actually ask yourself, how does it feel? How does my hair feel? And try and find a word, or your jewelry, or your clothes, or the book. And then this is taking you and putting you so into the moment.
Hmm.
But asking yourself how it's feeling is putting you inside, into the insight of feminine strength.
Hmm.
And
Very
you can do that with what you see. What do I see? How do I feel about that? What am I hearing? How do I feel about that? And it slows you down, because you can go, oh, I see 5 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hear 4 things, da, 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 da. I feel 3 things. But the point is to get into yourself and to
Hmm.
take that moment in and to live that moment. And then 2 things that you smell. 2 things that you smell.
Okay. Hmm.
And then, oh, what's the last one now? So it's what we see, hear, smell, taste, and feel. Feel.
Yeah.
So we've done 5 things we see, 5 things we hear, 3 things we
We
feel,
feel. 2 things we hear. No, we did hear. We smell.
smell,
Uh-huh.
and one thing
One
we
thing we
taste.
taste. Yes.
So if
Ah.
you're not eating anything, right, just then take yourself back to the most delicious
Mm.
chocolate mousse,
Mm. Like that.
or filet, and
Okay.
start feeling those sensations, and it's putting you in the now moment, and then that'll take you out of all the overwork and help you to enjoy that moment, because life is something you can't get back.
That's true.
And if you're not in that moment, your past becomes something that's not great
That's
and
true.
and rich. And then your brain goes, well, then my future is not going to be that great either. And you just work, 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 office, 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 achieve, achieve, achieve. So that's just a little tip.
This is amazing. This is wonderful because this step it's like putting you back to the moment and you let go of everything else. And when you're back in the moment, it's like a tiny mini time of meditation with yourself when you reconnect, when you feel that moment. And it's just put all the weight down. I love this. Wow, aren't you amazing, Tanya? Thank you so much for sharing. This is
Thank
amazing.
you.
I know
Thank you
I
so
know
much.
you love so much Nancy Ajram, so I want to put the music before you step out.
No, Nancy
Yes,
Ajram.
we talk about feminine energy. No. هلا ما في For you. ما بعرف شو صار له هالقلب معقولي حبيتك عذوقي لقيتك بعيوني Isn't everybody's loving it? I have thank you so much. Makes me feel present. I love this. This has been wonderful. Isn't that great? So it has been amazing having you, Tanya. So superb and so special. A relaxing moment on a Friday afternoon. I am loving it, and I hope that everyone enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Hynd. Thank you so much.
And I'll
See
see
you
you
soon.
again
Bye,
soon.
everybody, and
Bye,
love you
everyone.
all. Bye.